On the day Travis Dawson and I were supposed to get our marriage license, I took the day off, but when I arrived at the Civil Affairs office, I called him 10 times. No answer. I mustered my patience for one last call. A woman's voice answered. Molly Jensen. This is Kate Harmon. Travis is helping me check into the hospital. What do you need him for? Yuri. Kate. I sneered inwardly. Travis, you've got some nerve. So this is the woman you're ditching me to accompany for her surgery? Yes. Sorry, Molly. Travis had to postpone your marriage registration because of me. Her fake sweet tone made me sick. I scoffed. It's fine. We've already broken up anyway. He's yours now. Oh, and tell him that even shit smells sweet when it's someone else's. Molly, you. I couldn't bear to listen to the little green tea bitch's nauseating voice any longer, so I sent Travis a text. Travis, we're done. Wedding's off. Let's break up. This time Travis replied quickly. Molly, can't you just behave? Kate really needs the surgery. We'll talk about the marriage certificate when I get back. Go to hell. I cursed silently in my heart, then put away my phone and prepared to leave. As soon as I turned around, I saw Wesley, who was Travis' close friend. Their relationship was on and off, and I never understood why. Wesley, what are you doing here? Getting married? I remembered he did have a girlfriend, though their relationship was lukewarm. Wesley flashed a strange look in his eyes and said in a low voice, Did he stand you up again? I shrugged my shoulders. It doesn't matter, we've broken up. Wesley had a slight change in his expression, then said, In that case, Molly, why don't we get married? We know each other well, and I don't have any other women. If we marry, you'll be the only Hart family's lady of the house. I was taken aback, seemingly not expecting Wesley to say this, but he is indeed more stable than Travis. And his family background is no worse than Travis's. Thinking of Travis's attitude just now, I smiled slightly and said, All right. Wesley seemed surprised by how quickly I agreed, his eyes filled with uncertainty. You agreed? Yeah, Wesley, you're one of the few people who's been kind to me besides Travis. To be honest, you're even better looking than him. It's just that before, my eyes were only on Travis. Looking back now, I must have been blind, hearing my words. Wesley's eyes gradually changed color. Excited, he took my hand and led me into the Civil Affairs office. Half an hour later, holding the red marriage certificate in my hand, I felt a moment of disbelief. Was I really married now, to my ex-boyfriend's best friend? Molly, I have no bad habits. And I won't keep other women after having you. I looked into those earnest eyes, and something flashed through my mind. Wesley, I believe you. I've always felt that Wesley was the most reliable among Travis's brothers. I don't know why, but that feeling was particularly strong. Wesley took the red booklet from my hand and said with a smile, I'll keep it for you, Molly. I'll give you 3 days to settle your affairs. After 3 days, I'll come to pick you up, and you'll move in with me. Okay, actually, I wanted to say 3 days weren't necessary. I never lived with that bastard anyway. I have my own place. Back at my small apartment, I threw away everything related to Travis, including all the gifts, big and small, that he had given me. Finally sitting on the bed, holding my phone, I smiled bitterly, deleted everything between us, and then blocked him outright. Then I listed the apartment online, ready to sell it immediately. I packed up my own belongings and tossed out whatever I didn't want or need anymore. Finally, I took a shower in the bathroom and lay in bed. Replaying the moments when Travis and I first met, it all just felt ridiculous. How should I put it? Travis and I have known each other for 5 years. My brother and his sister were in a relationship. Once, my brother took me out to eat, and we ran into Dawson Sear. My brother introduced us, and Dawson Sear took an instant liking to me. She treated me like a little sister, always bringing me gifts and fun things whenever she traveled for work. The following year, she introduced me to Travis. Travis, from now on Molly will be my future sister-in-law. Treat her well, or if I find out you've bullied her, I won't let you off easy. Got it, sis? Don't worry, the only one who bullies here is her. After that, Travis and I became a couple. I remember what my brother said at the time. Girl, don't fall too deep, he still needs to be vetted. Back then I just thought my brother was overthinking it. His Sier's younger brother, how could he dare have any other intentions? My brother still wasn't at ease, so he bought me an apartment outside and forbade me from living together with Travis. This was his biggest compromise. I also knew my brother meant well, so I agreed, but Travis was somewhat opposed. I said, "Travis, if you truly like me, then respect my decision. A girl is always precious, and some people stop cherishing once they get what they want." He said, "I wouldn't, Molly. I'm very loyal." Because of this one sentence, I believed him for 5 years, until last month, when Sister Sierra asked Travis and me to get our marriage certificate. A strange text message arrived on my phone. "You must be Molly, right? You and Travis have been together for 5 years without getting married. Want to know why?" Frowning, I replied, "Who are you? If you want to know, meet at Kate Cafe." I wasn't planning to go, but I wanted to know who this person was and what their connection to Travis might be. Early the next morning, after washing up, applying light makeup, and changing into a purple dress, I drove to the cafe for the meeting. When I arrived at Kate Cafe, I looked around and was about to send a message on my phone when a woman waved at me. She was wearing a white dress, very beautiful. The kind of petite, charming woman who evokes tenderness. I slowly walked to her spot and sat across from her. She smiled and gestured for the waiter to place a latte in front of me. "Molly, hello, I'm Kate. I asked to meet you today just to confirm one thing." Hearing the name Kate, my pupils instantly tightened. Kate, Kate. In that moment, I understood why she had asked to meet me. Travis had a taboo in his heart. Kate was his first love, a name no one else could mention. Countless times when he was drunk, those 3 syllables were the only words on his lips. I took a deep breath and regained my composure. "Want to return to Travis?" She seemed surprised by my directness, her eyes filled with astonishment. "You know me." "Fortunate enough to know. Travis said it, didn't he?" I knew he hadn't forgotten me. Kate maintained her smile. "What do you want to say, Molly?" "He doesn't love you. He's just using you as my replacement. Now that I'm back, it's time for you to step aside. Don't you think it's ridiculous? You left without hesitation back then, and now you're returning with such confidence. It makes me think you have some ulterior motive for getting close to him." "Molly, no matter what you say, he loves me," I stood up and said calmly. "Then let him come and tell me that himself." We slept together. Hearing Wesley's name, my expression shifted slightly. Without another word to Kate, I turned and left, pausing at the entrance. I looked up at the sign that read Kate Cafe, feeling nothing but irony. That day, I had a huge fight with Travis. "Travis, do you realize we're getting married next month?" Travis looked puzzled. "I know. What's wrong? What's going on with Kate?" Travis changed his expression. "You went to see her." At that moment, all my illusions were shattered. I said coldly, "So you're back together with her after all? She's alone with no one to take care of her." "We're friends. What's wrong with helping out?" He spoke with self-righteous conviction. "Friends, Travis, friends can sleep together." "What nonsense are you talking about? There's nothing between me and her." "You think I'd believe that? Tell me, why did you agree to your sister's suggestion to be with me in the first place?" "Because I like you. What else could it be? I really didn't reconcile with her. I promised to marry you, and I will." That day, he comforted me for a long time, saying so many sweet words. I believed him because I truly loved him. But, on the very day we were supposed to get our marriage license, he was actually with that woman. On such an important day, he wasn't there. I lay on the bed and called my brother. It took him a long time to answer. "Molly, what's wrong?" My brother's voice sounded a bit breathless. Did I interrupt something? After hesitating, I decided to tell the truth. "Bro, I broke up with Travis. There seems to be someone talking over there, but I couldn't hear clearly." "Bro, are you listening?" After a long while, a low voice came from that side. "Why?" I wanted to Wesley but stopped myself. "Is Sister Sierra with you?" "Yes." My brother didn't hide it either. "Then I'll come see you tomorrow and explain in detail." "Okay." "Alright, I'll have the driver pick you up. Remember, you're my Jensen's sister who I've been thinking of day and night. No one can bully you." After hanging up, I sent a message to Wesley. "Wesley, I'm confessing to my brother tomorrow. If he contacts you, just say I forced you into everything." "Silly, how can I let a woman take the blame for this? Since you're my wife now, I should be the one to bear it." Reading these words, my cheeks flushed slightly. let's talk about it tomorrow. Good night, wifey. I slept soundly through the night and woke up at 8 o'clock. I asked my brother and Sia to take a day off for me. Since I work at her design company, by the time I got ready, it was already past 8:30. The driver was already waiting. Miss, the young master asked me to take you for breakfast. I nodded and was about to sit in the back seat when suddenly someone grabbed me. My expression darkened slightly. Before I could speak, I heard an exasperated voice behind me. Molly, you actually blocked me. Hearing that voice, it was Travis. I didn't want to deal with him, but damn it. His grip was making my wrist hurt. Let go. My voice turned icy in an instant. Travis really let go, his voice low. Why did you block me? I turned to face him, my eyes no longer holding the love they once did. Travis, is this really necessary? Molly, you wanted to get married. I said we could just wait until I get back. Kate was alone for her surgery with no one to sign for her. Couldn't you just be a little more understanding? I was understanding. No crying, no making a scene. So don't worry, I won't disturb your life with her ever again. Travis darkened his face. If you want to get the marriage certificate, we can go today. I glanced at the woman behind him and sneered, bring her along. Is it you two getting the certificate or me? Kate had a tear sliding down the corner of her eye as she said softly, I'm sorry, Molly, it's my fault for delaying your and Travis's important matter. I looked at her sarcastically. If I stab you with a knife and then say sorry to you, would that be okay? Molly, what? Feeling sorry now? Travis, you make me sick. I turned to leave, but Travis grabbed my arm and wouldn't let go. I stomped hard on his foot. Bastard, let go of me. You're hurting me. Travis looked grim. Molly, what do you mean? Explain yourself clearly. I was about to speak when I saw a black Maybach pull up right in front of me. Wesley stepped out from the driver's seat and, noticing my frown, said sternly, You're hurting her. Travis was surprised to see Wesley. Wesley, what are you doing here? Of course he's here to pick me up. I spoke up angrily without hesitation. Travis had a terrifyingly dark expression. Molly, say that again. Seeing this, Wesley grabbed Travis's arm. And only then did he release me. Wesley immediately shielded me behind him. At that moment, Travis seemed to realize something. His gaze sharp. Wesley, you're my brother. You should know Molly is my woman. Wesley shared his usual gentleness and said coldly, If I hadn't been recovering from my injuries all this time, you wouldn't have had a chance. What do you mean? Even I froze in place. I never expected Wesley to say something like that, leaving me completely stunned. Wesley said, 5 years ago, when I first met her, she saved me and took me to the hospital. I once vowed that if I survived, I would marry her. Travis slightly changed his expression. Are you saying the girl you mentioned before is Molly? Exactly, but after I recovered from my injuries, when we met again, she was already your girlfriend. Seeing her smile, I had no choice but to keep my feelings to myself. The images in my mind suddenly became clear. So it was him. No wonder those eyes looked so familiar. It was him. But Molly is my woman now. Do you understand? Wesley sneered. Outside the Civil Affairs Bureau, you made her wait for hours. Where were you? Travis also knew he was in the wrong. I admit I wronged Molly this time, but you shouldn't have taken advantage of the situation. I stepped between Wesley and said calmly to Travis, he didn't take advantage. I asked for it. Travis, you should be happy. I won't stand in the way of you and your first love anymore. Wesley had a glint of amusement in his eyes as he pulled me behind him, his gaze darkening when he faced Travis. We were brothers once. Don't make this ugly. Travis, you wronged her, not the other way around. Wesley, are you really going to disregard our brotherhood? Sorry, but she's my wife now. Between a brother and a wife, I choose my wife. As soon as the words left his mouth, Travis threw a punch. But Wesley dodged it. Wesley, who the hell is your wife? Say that shit again and see what happens. I was about to step in to break it up when Wesley threw the first punch. Fast, precise, and brutal, landing squarely on Travis's face, making Kate gasp. Travis was furious too, and the two immediately started brawling, their punches sharp and fierce, each strike seemingly fueled by every ounce of their strength. The air around them seemed to freeze. With only the sound of their heavy breathing and the dull thuds of fists cutting through the momentary silence, I stood anxiously by, wanting to intervene but unsure how to proceed. Kate was so frightened that her face turned pale, her hands tightly twisting the hem of her clothes, her eyes reddening. Yet she dared not take a step forward. "Stop it!" I finally couldn't hold back and shouted, my voice trembling slightly. Wesley and Travis paused briefly at the sound. But only for a moment before they were locked in combat again. Wesley had a cold gaze, Travis was even more furious. "Stop this!" I quickly stepped forward, trying to pull them apart, but was Wesley yanked behind him. He turned his back to me, his voice low. "Molly, this is between him and me, stay out of it." Travis took advantage of Wesley being distracted and punched him in the stomach. Wesley staggered slightly, Molly caught him, and I shouted sharply, "Enough!" Kate finally couldn't hold back anymore and rushed forward in tears, pulling Travis away. "Travis, stop hitting him, just stop." Travis seemed not to hear, his eyes fixed only on Wesley, his once close brother, now his rival in love. "Travis, I'm saying this for the last time. We're over, see this. This is my marriage certificate. I married Wesley, he's my husband now, understand?" I pulled out the red marriage certificate from my bag and showed it to him. Travis stared fixedly at the marriage certificate, gritting his teeth as he said, "Molly, why?" I said coldly. "Kate came to me. She said she slept with you. I didn't believe it. She said the gifts you gave me were the same as hers. I didn't believe that either, but when she said I was her replacement, I started to doubt." "Travis, I hired someone to follow you. You went to a hotel with her." At that moment, I believed everything she said. That day at the Civil Affairs office was my last chance, for myself and for you, but you gave up on me. Travis turned pale as he looked at Kate, only to see Kate whispering weakly, "Travis, no, it's not like that, let me explain." I helped Wesley into the car and told the driver to leave first. Before getting in, I said, "Travis, let's end it here. You don't love me, so please don't disturb my life anymore." After I got into the car, Wesley stepped on the gas and drove away. "Molly, Wesley seemed to have something to say. I looked at his profile and whispered, "Why didn't you tell me before?" Wesley gripped the steering wheel tighter and tighter. "I originally thought your happiness would be enough, but he keeps disappointing you every time. So you secretly followed me to the Civil Affairs office that day because you knew he wouldn't show up." He answered cautiously, "Yes." I leaned back in the passenger seat, closed my eyes, and the scene of saving him that year flashed through my mind. Wesley was severely beaten that night. Coincidentally, I was craving a snack and went out to buy food when I happened to come across him injured. That night, I didn't get a clear look at his face. He had already passed out by then. I couldn't move him alone, so I had no choice but to call an ambulance. At the hospital, I paid for his surgery. The next day, when he opened his eyes, the first thing he said to me was, "Thank you. When I recover, I'll marry you." I thought he was just joking at the time, because later when we met again, I couldn't remember what he looked like. I only knew he was Travis's brother, and I was Travis's girlfriend. When I opened my eyes again, I had regained my composure and looked up at him. "Wesley, did you marry me just to repay a favor?" To my surprise, he hit the brakes, and the car instantly pulled over to the side of the road. He turned toward me, slowly leaning in until his breath grew closer. Suddenly, he lowered his head and kissed my lips. I widened my eyes, trying to push him away, but my hands were tightly held by him. After a long while, he finally let go of me, looked into my eyes, and said seriously, "Do you understand now? It's not about repaying a favor, it's about love. I love you, Molly." My face felt hot, and I could tell it must be very red now. "Let's go, I need to visit my brother, come with me to meet him." Afraid I'd become even more embarrassed if this continued, I urged him to start driving. He smiled and said nothing more, continuing to drive. Half an hour later, we arrived at my brother's apartment building. Originally, Wesley didn't plan to go upstairs, but I pulled him along as we walked, saying, "What are you afraid of? You're completely legitimate now." Wesley smiled, a smile that made one's heart skip a beat. This guy was really quite handsome. When we got upstairs, I rang the doorbell. It was Sia who opened the door. She greeted me happily when she saw me. "Molly, oh, Wesley, what brings you here too?" Sister Sia. Seeing Wesley by my side, Sister Sia was still surprised. When she noticed our hands clasped together, her expression subtly changed. At that moment, my brother also came out. His hair was slightly damp, likely freshly washed and not yet dry. "Come in and talk." When I reached the living room, my brother had prepared my favorite xylonged barbo and pumpkin porridge for me. Seeing Wesley, his expression remained unchanged as he calmly said, "Let's eat together." After we all sat down, my brother didn't say or ask anything, just encouraged me to eat more. I felt a bit uneasy. "Brother, do not speak while Wesley eating or lying down." After breakfast, my brother called me into the study. "Speak, what's going on?" Seeing my brother, I still felt wronged, and the more I thought about it, the more wronged I felt. Just like that, tears began to fall one by one. My brother panicked instantly, grabbing tissues to clumsily wipe my tears. "Why are you crying? Who bullied you? Tell me, and I'll beat them up for you." I threw myself into his arms, and he gently patted my back, comforting me. "Silly girl. If it's over, it's over. At worst, I'll find you someone better." I cried for a long time before pulling away from my brother's embrace. Wiping my tears, I sobbed. Travis lied to me. He's with another woman. He stood me up at the Civil Affairs office that day, and today he brought that woman to see me. My brother's expression darkened, his voice turning icy. "He's seeing someone else." I nodded and continued. "He didn't show up that day, so I ended up getting married to Wesley and got the certificate." My voice grew quieter, and I didn't dare look at my brother's face, afraid he'd be angry. Only when I heard a sigh from above did I finally look up. His eyes were filled with tenderness as he asked, "Why were you so impulsive?" I tugged at his sleeve and pleaded, "Bro, I'm already married to Wesley, so please don't make things hard for him." "No. He is indeed better than Travis, because the Hart family parents have always valued commitment above all else." We stayed in the study for a long time until Wesley knocked on the study door. My brother opened the door and saw Wesley looking at me with concern. Seeing my reddened eyes, his expression changed slightly as he pulled me behind him and faced my brother with utmost seriousness, saying, "Brother Sia, it was me who asked Molly to register our marriage with me. It's all my fault. Don't blame her." My brother raised an eyebrow. "Wesley, with Molly, there can be no one else. And you mustn't commit a man's most fatal mistake." Hearing this, Wesley brightened up. "You agree? Do I have a choice? You've already gotten the marriage certificate." "Sia." Sister Sia looked shocked. My brother walked past us and stood in front of Sister Sia. For the first time, his voice sounded low and icy. "Sia, she's my only sister. No one is allowed to bully her, not even Travis." Dawson Sia froze, seemingly caught off guard by my brother's cold words. She asked in a trembling voice, "Sia, what do you mean by that? Did Travis bully Molly?" My brother likes Dawson Sia. It's common knowledge. He couldn't lay a hand on Dawson Sia. Instead, he punched the wall, and blood immediately streamed from his hand. I gasped, "Brother, Sia." Dawson Sia also shouted in alarm. My brother's face darkened, his voice carrying a hint of coldness. "He can argue with Molly, have small fights, and I wouldn't say anything. But keeping another woman outside, betraying Molly, Sia, you know what I despise the most." I knew what my brother meant. Back then, after my father had me, he kept another woman outside. My mother couldn't bear it and had a huge fight with my father, who accidentally killed her in the heat of the moment. Later, my brother directly sent my father to prison, which is why he has always protected me so well. Dawson Sia's body stiffened as she murmured, "Molly, is everything your brother said true?" I couldn't bear to tell her that Sister Sia has always been so kind to me. "Tell me, is it?" Sister Sia growled. Wesley said gravely, "On the day they were supposed to get their marriage certificate, he abandoned Molly to accompany his first love, Kate. Leaving Molly waiting alone outside the Civil Affairs office for over 2 hours, she called him 10 times, and in the end, Kate was the one who answered. "Molly, is that you?" "Sia, I'm sorry. I can't accept him being with another woman while still planning to marry me." Dawson Sia smiled bitterly. "How could this be your fault? Clearly, it's him, Travis, who isn't worthy of you. I have something to attend to. I should go now." With that, Dawson Sia picked up her coat and prepared to leave. My brother called out in a low voice, Sia. Sia paused in her steps. Sia, let me calm down for a moment. After that day, I didn't see much of Sister Sia because I resigned from her company. Regarding Sister Sia's matter, my brother didn't mention a single word. It was also the next day that I was Wesley taken into his private villa. Looking at the room's decor, I was pleasantly surprised. The entire style was arranged according to my preferences, and everything in the bedroom was exactly what I loved. With Travis, it was always me accommodating him. He never took the time to understand my preferences so thoughtfully. So, whether someone truly loves you or not can be seen in the details. Do you like it? Wesley's deep voice sent a flutter through my heart in that moment. I like you. My heart pounded like rapid drumbeats, each word leaping from my chest with unconcealable joy. Molly, thank you for coming into my world. His voice was so tender it seemed to drip with warmth, gently touching the strings of my heart. Such a gentle voice sent a shiver through me. I lifted my gaze to meet his, seeing only my reflection in his eyes, like the brightest stars in the night sky, shimmering with boundless radiance and affection. Those eyes, deep and warm, seemed to see through all my thoughts, embracing every trace of my fragility and unease. Before I could utter a word, he lowered his head and kissed me. His lips were soft yet fervent, carrying an irresistible force that drowned all my Wesley words in this passionate kiss. I closed my eyes, lost in the kiss, feeling the love and warmth he conveyed, as if the entire world had faded away, leaving only the two of us. His kiss was lingering and tender, like a gentle rain nourishing my parched heart. After what felt like an eternity, he slowly pulled away, resting his forehead against mine, his breath slightly hurried. Molly, you are mine, and only mine. His voice carried a hint of dominance, but more so, it was filled with deep affection and commitment. I nodded gently, saying, Wesley Hart, thank you for letting me barge into your world. He smiled softly, his smile like the sunlight of spring. Warm and radiant, he took my hand and placed it on his chest, where his heart was pounding fiercely. Can you feel it? This heart beats only for you, Wesley. He scooped me up by the waist and gently laid me on the bed, his gaze burning with intensity as he whispered hoarsely, Molly, my wife, let's make up for our wedding night. My cheeks flushed instantly with shyness. Over this past month, I'd truly come to realize how genuinely Wesley cared for me. He knew all my favorite foods, hobbies, preferences, and pet peeves like the back of his hand. I suddenly understood my brother's words. Hart family has always valued the principle of unwavering commitment. I looked up at him and nodded gently. Honey, be gentle. Wesley's eyes suddenly lit up, followed by immense joy. Molly, that night, he was relentless, and it wasn't until very late that I could finally rest. I vaguely remember him saying excitedly, Molly, you actually, what? I was so sleepy and didn't want to open my eyes. Never mind, go back to sleep. After saying that, he bathed me, wiped me dry, and changed me into pajamas. It wasn't until the next day that I realized it was the bright red stain on the bedsheet that had made him so excited. 2 months later, in recent years, I've rarely had free time, but when I do, I spend it painting at home. Wesley seems to be very busy at the company these days, coming home very late every night. Yet no matter how late it is, he always brings back a bouquet of flowers for me, each day a different kind. It's already 7 o'clock tonight, and he still hasn't come back. I'm worried, so I'm going to give him a call. Just as I took out my phone, I saw his text. Honey, I sent the driver to pick you up. Change into the clothes he gave you. I love seeing you wear them. Puzzled, I replied, is there something going on? Be a good girl and listen. Change into them and let the driver bring you. I'm waiting for you at YX restaurant. Madam, the master asked me to give this to you and take you somewhere. The driver had already arrived, handing me a large square box. I frowned but still went upstairs to change. The moment I opened the box, my body trembled. Was this a wedding dress? Overwhelmed with emotion, I didn't know what to say. With trembling hands, I sent him a message. Why, do you like it? You're my wife. Whatever others have, my wife must have too. Whatever others don't have, my wife will have even more. Seeing this sentence, I crouched on the ground and cried. How could he be so good to me? How could he care about me so much? It took me a very long time to finally put on this wedding dress, do my makeup, and walk down the stairs. The driver had been waiting for quite a while. After getting into the car, I looked at the scenery outside the window and felt incredibly lucky at that moment. Lucky to have agreed to his request that day. Arriving at YX restaurant, I got out of the car, and the driver left. The restaurant was pitch dark. I couldn't see anything. I called Wesley and said, "Wesley, where are you? Sweetheart, come in." Walk in slowly. I slowly entered the dining room. The moment I stepped inside, all the lights in the restaurant suddenly turned on. I gasped, "Oh my God." The entire first-floor hall was filled with heart-shaped balloons, streamers, and even a banner that made me cover my mouth in shock. The dazzling words on the banner moved me to tears. "Molly, I love you. Will you marry me?" At this moment, my heart felt as if surrounded by countless butterflies, dancing gracefully, overflowing with happiness. I stood rooted to the spot, my gaze locked onto that heartfelt proposal. Though tears blurred my vision, I couldn't bear to look away. At that very moment, a soft piano melody began to play, its tune melodious and romantic, just like the love between us. Pure and beautiful. Following the sound, I saw Wesley descending slowly from the second floor, dressed in a pristine white suit. Each step as if treading on starlight, graceful and solemn. His gaze was as tender as water, seemingly capable of melting all the frost in the world, and at this moment, his eyes held only me. My heart raced, almost leaping out of my chest, my hands clenched unconsciously, nails digging deep into my palms, yet I felt no pain. I watched him approach step by step, tears blurring my vision once more, but this time, it was from emotion and joy. Finally, Wesley stood before me, his deep eyes shimmering with a resolute light, as if in this moment, he had made the most important decision of his life. He slowly knelt on one knee. Pulling out a dazzling ring from his pocket, the diamond on the ring sparkled brilliantly under the light, just like the love in his eyes. Bright and fervent, he said softly, "Molly, I love you. Will you marry me?" His voice was gentle and sincere, every word seeming to come from the depths of his heart. Filled with deep affection, I looked at him, feeling an indescribable Wesley sense of happiness welling up inside me. My hands trembled, tears streaming down my cheeks and falling to the floor with a faint sound. I nodded slightly, my voice choked with emotion. "I do." The room immediately erupted into enthusiastic applause, with some people even cheering. "Wesley, kiss your bride now. Haha, Wesley, hurry up, kiss your wife." It turned out these were all Wesley's good friends. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught sight of my brother standing right in front of me, watching with eyes full of contentment. I only found out later that after Sister Sia left that day, my brother personally went to find Travis, beat him up, and warned him not to take another step near me or disturb my life again. So from then on, I never saw Travis again. I heard Wesley and Kate had a falling out, and he went abroad by himself. None of these are my concerns anymore. My world now is Wesley. As for my brother, he and Sister Sia didn't separate because of Travis either. After all, they've loved each other for so many years. How could they let this incident cause conflict between them? Amid everyone's teasing, I smiled, tilted my head up, and kissed Wesley's sexy thin lips. Wesley was more surprised. It was the first time I had taken the initiative to kiss him like this. After a long while, we parted, and I leaned close to his ear, whispering softly, "Husband, thank you for loving me so much, and in the future, I will love you well too." Wesley sniffed. Wesley, burying his head in the crook of my neck, murmuring softly, "Molly, everything was worth it. I got what I wished for." A year later, I gave birth to mine and Wesley's daughter, Heart Choo Choo. It was also around this time that I learned YX restaurant was opened by Wesley for me. That day, Wesley carried Choo Choo while I held the things as we came to the hospital to see Sister Sia, who had just given birth to a son for my brother. In the hallway, we ran into Travis, who seemed even colder than before. When he saw me, his expression changed slightly, and he said in a low, hoarse voice, "Molly, long time no see." With time, I had let go of the past and greeted him with a faint smile. "Travis, long time no see." Since then, I've never seen Travis again. Wesley loved me as always. Just like the saying, heart family values commitment till the end. Thank you for watching today's story. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, so feel free to share your opinions, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great stories. We'll see you in the next video.